This is basically a detective game set in 1897 Ireland. You are playing as this private investigator who gets hired to find a missing woman at this creepy hotel. Now the catch is that you show up right when there's this big gathering of spiritualists and mystics from all over the world who are there for a seance on Halloween night. They are all convinced that's when the barrier between the living and the dead is weakest. So naturally everyone's acting weird and suspicious. What makes this different from your typical detective game is how the time system works, because every single thing you do eats up time. This matters because people have actual schedules, and if you're not in the right place at the right time, you will miss important conversations or events. So you can't just walk around examining each random object without thinking about it. You have to be smart about where you go and when. The investigation itself is pretty hands-on. You've got a journal that tracks everything. Evidence, suspects, their motivations, all of it. When you find enough proof about someone, you can straight up confront them about what they're doing. The game gives you this mystery map thing that connects all your clues and evidence together, so you can see how everything relates. It's not just one big mystery either. The game has multiple smaller ones happening at the same time. The manor itself is full of locked areas and secrets you need to figure out how to access. You are exploring this old Victorian hotel while trying to get an idea about what happened to the missing woman. One of the side mysteries is about a woman who can't use magic, trying to literally eat someone's heart to steal their abilities. The game doesn't shy away from dark stuff. What's interesting is that everyone has their own agenda. They are not simply standing around waiting for you to talk to them. They have plans, they move around, they attend talks and events. If you miss someone during breakfast, that conversation is just gone. The game expects you to pay attention to what people tell you about their schedules and use that information. The seance itself is supposed to be different from normal ones. Usually a medium acts as the go-between for the living and the dead, but this one is trying a new method, where everyone can supposedly talk to ghosts directly. That's of course why all these mystics traveled to this remote Irish manor in the first place. The presentation uses a comic book art style with cutscenes, and the soundtrack changes based on where you are and what's happening. It's made by the people behind The Dark Side Detective. If you know that game, they took inspiration from Irish folklore and the whole Victorian spiritualism that was happening in the late 1800s. So basically you're racing against the clock to find this woman before Halloween night, dealing with a hotel full of potentially dangerous mystics, uncovering dark rituals, and trying to figure out which of these people you can trust. And that sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.